What's up everyone, OJ here, welcome back to another video, and I'm telling you guys, I have a big problem this summer. Nintendo has a big problem this summer. Nintendo Switch fans have a big problem this summer, and that is there are too many games to play this summer and not enough time. And no, not just independent games, not just off-the-shoot games, not just ports or remasters, but brand new big style games coming to the Nintendo Switch that's going to be hitting you in July hotter than the summer sun. This is absolutely nuts. Now that we've gotten some more release dates for some other games here, I wanted to go over 4 of my picks here, guys. This is just 4 out of the multiple games that are going to be coming, but 4 of the big ones, and it all starts when it comes to July. Now, we always have, June. There's going to be Super Mario Maker, but we're not talking about June. We're talking about July, and it starts with Dragon Quest Builders 2. For those who don't know, Nintendo is picking up the publishing duties for this game here in the West. So Nintendo will be distributing this while the PS4 version is distributed by Square Enix. But there's some exclusive content in the Nintendo Switch version of the game. You're going to have online player in this one here. So it's already a big bump over what you've seen, and you can build and do anything that you want in this game. They have refined combat mechanics, refined weapons. There's all sorts of cool stuff in here that you can do. Dragon Quest Builders 2 already came out back in Japan like last year, and it did really well, and it continues to do well in there. But this is just awesome that we're getting this game in July, and I didn't even think about it when I was putting together all my lists and stuff like that. I was like, wait a minute, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming out this July with online multiplayer, with all the stuff that you love from the first game, and then some. Guys, do not sleep on Dragon Quest Builders 2, especially if you're thinking that this is just going to be a Minecraft style of game. No, it is not. It actually goes above and beyond what Minecraft does. I actually like it a lot more than I'd ever like Minecraft. So this one is a game that you should definitely not sleep on because it's going to be really good. It looks great. It plays great. Nintendo actually picked up some distributing and helped out with Dragon Quest Builders 1 here in the West. I got a review code from them, and I absolutely loved the game. It was my first time, actually no, my second time playing it. I played it on the original PS4, and then I played it on the Switch, and it works so well for that style of game. Now we'll see if they optimize it a little bit better, just because it's 60 frames per second on TV docked mode. This is Dragon Quest Builders 1 on the Switch, but then it's 30 frames per second when it's in portable mode. So I'm hoping that they got that all resolved and finished out and ready to go with 60/60 when it comes to frame rate and docked and also in portable mode. So Dragon Quest Builders 2, July 11th on the Nintendo Switch, where the madness starts. Now moving on to the next thing here, guys, and we just recently got this announced for the release date, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. It's the first time the series has returned in a decade. We have not seen the series in so long. We've got brand new RPG elements into it, brand new characters mixed into it, and it's exclusively for the Nintendo Switch. My boy Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet is trying to take everyone over, and we've got to stop him here. Absolutely loving what they're doing with the characters in here. Just so many different dream teams, so many different things that you can put together. The combinations that they've showed off, it's even going to be more epic than the previous ones. Now, I love the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. They're really good, and you can just pick from so many different heroes here. They got some new ones: Guardian of the Galaxy, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, and so much more joining in. And some of the old characters like Captain America, also Wolverine, Iron Man, all of those are going to be coming back as well. They've got a brand new heroic camera, which is also really cool. That's a first for the series, where it actually kind of pulls you into the action more instead of having that like isometric type of view. So that's different as well. Plus, you also have online multiplayer. That's the big thing that some people were saying, well, I don't know if they're going to do that here, Nintendo, and the online and everything. Don't worry, guys. Online multiplayer is confirmed up to 4 players. Drop in, drop out, ready to go. July 19th is going to be lit. It is going to be absolutely lit. But once again, we just got Dragon Quest Builders 2 in July 11th, and then July 19th, we're already moving on to this. And Dragon Quest Builders 2 is not like a couple days game or like a week game. It's like a game that you play a lot. So you're definitely going to have to get your money's worth when it comes to all these different games that we're going to be talking about. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like, this is a game that you can play over and over. There's always replay value with it. There's always so many different heroes. There's a bunch of different skill trees, guys. It is a action RPG. Don't let the looks fool you like a clear beat 'em up. It is an action RPG out there. It is a ton of fun, and there's going to be a lot of variety in this game when it comes to the characters and what they've showed off so far. It is definitely the best looking Marvel Ultimate Alliance game so far. I'm looking forward to playing it July 19th on this one. Now moving on to the next thing here, guys, and this one is a little bit more of a different type of game. It's a game that I've talked about a little bit, and I talked about a crazy hidden gem, and it's called AI, the Somnium Files, and it's coming out for the Nintendo Switch on July 25th. That is a very unfortunate day for that game to come out because of the next game that we're going to talk about. But let's talk about this one here, especially if you're not into the next title. This is a psychological thriller. It's a game that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be on the Nintendo Switch, and it's a game to where you're going to be able to use detective skills. You're going to be able to use your inquisition. You're going to be able to use different types of ways to solve a mystery. And this game has so much intrigue to it. It's just crazy enough and just quirky enough with some of the things that they've done and the people that have worked on like different franchises working on this game. It's just crazy enough to work and be a hit on the Nintendo Switch. So let's talk a little bit about the story if you don't know about it, because out of all the games here, this is definitely the least known game. One rainy night in November, a woman's body is found at an abandoned theme park, mounted on a merry-go-round horse. She has been stabbed repeatedly and her left eye was gouged out. Kaname Date of the Metro Police Department arrives on the scene. He recognizes the woman. Suddenly, a crash rings out through the rain. AI Somnium Files chronicles an investigation through both dreams and reality. A thrilling neo-noir detective adventure following Date and his partner is about to unfold. So doesn't that just seem very intriguing? There is a special edition of this game that you can pick up, already available for pre-order. Links in the description below. Also, there's going to be the standard edition as well, and it just looks amazing. And this is the type of game that I'm definitely, you put the lights out, you kind of just sit down, crawl into bed, and you play portable. At least that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stream the game because I know that it's going to be pretty lit for streams and everything, kind of playing detective and all that. But I think that just the look, the graphical style of it, and what they're trying to do, it's something different. It's something new. Out of all these games, this is the newest concept out of all of them. This is a new IP. This isn't something that's already been done before or based off of something else. This is a completely new IP where they're trying new things and new ways to interact with users out there when it comes to storytelling and what's even on the Switch just in general. So that's why this game has me extremely intrigued. July 25th, 2019, we're going to be getting this. So summer, July, there's a problem. There's definitely problems here, but I think this is the biggest issue for this game, and it's this other game that's going to be coming out on the same day, July 25th, 2019. We have the big one, and that is Fire Emblem Three Houses on the Nintendo Switch. The war is coming to the continent of Fodland. This is going to be the game. This is going to be one of the best games throughout the life of the Nintendo Switch system, and it's because I believe in what Intelligent Systems is doing. I believe their passion and their core, their drive when it comes to games, but all the stuff that we've seen so far when it comes to the features of it, in terms of having like the squads around you, right? You have each of your people that you have, your captains or your leaders, and then you actually have a squad of people fighting with you on the battlefield. It's not just, okay, we have a war going on and there's a bunch of other troops that are kind of just out there and it's implied that they're there, but really you're just kind of dueling between really strong leaders and like sub-captains and all that. No, this actually takes it to where you have your own platoon, you have your own squad, and they help you out in battle. But not only that, but there's more to the aspect of Fire Emblem. Yeah, you have the My Castle and you have the barracks to where you can talk and everything, but this time you're actually training there. This time you're actually learning and you're having a little bit more of a personal relationship outside of what we've already seen. I like how they're taking the next step in terms of when you're not in actual battle with troops and everything out there on the battlefield, but having to where you can train and you can level up and you can learn different things. It makes it more of a rounded out and complete experience than what we've seen before, and probably going to get you a lot closer to each of the characters and how things work. So that's the biggest thing that I'm excited about, believe it or not, is being able to have a little bit more in terms of when you're not out there on the battlefield, and being able to train and practice and learn. The schooling thing is, I think, really cool. I think it's a great difference and fresh look for the Fire Emblem franchise. I think it's going to be something that really causes a lot of people to take another look at it once they detail a little bit more on there. I'm excited to see what they do with, like, if there's any type of online player co-op. Fire Emblem games usually have that in there. Shadows of Valentia didn't, but it was really cool. Like in Fire Emblem Awakening and Fire Emblem Fates, that was the big ones. Fire Emblem Fates with the My Castle and all that. I think that this game is set up just for something like that. So I'm excited to see what they offer with all of that. And the biggest thing about this game game, and really why this just kind of breaks summer for me. There's an issue with all of these games, is the amount of content in each one of these games. These aren't just like, okay, I can just play it for a bit. Like I stated earlier, these are all big, long adventures to where there's tons of replay value in there. You know, with these detective games, you're gonna have different options you can take. Fire Emblem always brings the heat when it comes to extra content and stuff like that. I haven't played a modern Fire Emblem game where I don't spend more than 100 hours in it. Dragon Quest Builders 2, once again, a game that you can play for a very long time, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 with all the different characters in there. You're going to want to get through a lot of it, especially if you're a huge Marvel fan and love action RPGs. So there's a lot of content to play here, guys. And there's just some big issues that I'm going to have in terms of time and getting time to stream all of this and to play all of these games. I think a lot of people's wallets are going to have a problem. I think Nintendo is going to have a problem fitting all of these games in and getting the attention that each one of these games deserve. This is what happens when your system is successful. You're going to have a lot of games come out for it. So what do you guys think about these games here? What do you think about the summer? Do you feel there's an issue here? Are you excited for these games? Which ones are you excited for? What are you going to pick up? Is there anything that you have your eye on? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go and give us a like and a follow on social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.